This is Empress Lunar Frost, and I'm coming to you right now from Florida, and I have something great to tell you today. This weekend, I went and saw none other than Somerhalder! Woo! Okay, so a lot of you know that I watched The Vampire Diaries. Well, watched because the season ended. And I've watched it about like 4 times over. And mainly it's because of this guy right here, because Somerhalder plays Damon Salvatore in The Vampire Diaries. The second I found out that he was gonna be at MegaCon, I was like, oh no, I gotta see him right now. And that just hurt. But yeah, I gotta see him right now. And I ended up getting a photo with him, a professional photo, and an autograph. So I'm going to tell you about my experience seeing Somerhalder. To be honest with you, I was waiting for like more than an hour in the line, and I was like dying. I was dressed as Laura Croft from Tomb Raider, and I just was so dehydrated. I hadn't even gotten to drink anything, and I was exhausted. By the time I actually got into the photo area to see him, I was like, is that him? Like, I couldn't believe it. And then being up close and personal, when I saw him, well, my experience directly with him was when I saw him, I was like, yeah! And I gave him this huge bear hug, and he was like, he was a little startled at first, but I just was so excited to see him. I just didn't think that I ever could see him, because how often can you meet somebody so awesome that you see every week on your TV screen in your home on a weekly basis? And it was just, I don't know, it was such exciting. But when I saw him, I couldn't believe it, because on the screen, when I first started watching the show, I saw him and I was like, wow, that guy's gorgeous. But when I saw him in person, I was like, holy cow, this guy's like a Greek god. His body and his hair, let's just say, okay, so I actually went, this is pertinent to what I have to say. I actually went to the salon beforehand to get my hair done for this cosplay in the Laura Croft way, because it's just really difficult to do the braid. And when I was having my hair done, all the women turned and watched, and the hairstylist and all the girls were like, wow, you have really healthy, beautiful, long hair. Your hair looks great. And I had felt like I was important. I felt that my hair looked amazing when they said that. And also, I had lost a lot of weight I had surgery a while back. I went up to 208 and I dropped to 163. And so I actually felt good. I felt like I was when I put on my cosplays, and just in general, I feel like I've done really successful. But then when I stood right next to him and I looked at the picture later, I was like, I felt like my hair was poop compared to him. It looked like his hair had this beautiful sheen to it, as if angels just descended from heaven and rays of light just beamed onto his hair, and they flapped their wings to just give him that perfect flowing look to his hair. And I was just like this. But what got me the most was not just the overall face, but the eyes. When I looked into his eyes, it was looking into an Arctic winter sky with 0 clouds in the air that just is perfect crystal clear blue. And it was so dreamy. And he was so nice. When I saw him, he had this really big grin, and he was really, really nice. And at first At first I was a little afraid that if I hugged him that he'd be like, Sagri! But like I hugged him and he hugged me back. Like he was really, really kind. And I didn't get that like arrogant feel that that I would think you would get from somebody that's a celebrity. And he made me feel recognized, and I'll tell you why. It wasn't just a hug. So when I talked to him, so like it wasn't, let me get this all out. When I first got into, there was like a line, and then there was a line to get into the photo area where they only let like a select number of girls go in at one at a time. Literally, there was only like 2 guys in the whole line, and the rest was all like I would say around 200 girls. And that's because the sign up for this was, from what I hear, like booked out. And literally, I'm one of those girls, when I see something is worth the buy, like for example, to buy a package to get a picture with him, I do it like right away. Like I don't sit there and I don't play, because I know how girls are with shopping. And so I knew that it was important. And then when I got into this little area, he literally looked at me twice. He looked twice at me, which made me feel happy that he noticed me, because there's like all these other girls there, and I'm like, well, what makes me special? You know what I mean? I'm just another girl. But yeah, I felt really special when he did that, and he was actually really thirsty. So they had like rushed him a cup of like Starbucks coffee. I think it was Starbucks. It was in a Starbucks cup lid. And he was drinking, and he's just like, sorry ladies if I smell like an old man with coffee. And I'm just like, what? Like, no. Like he smelled like some type of like Armani. You know how like Armani has that like nice, like fancy, manly smelling perfume, or cologne rather. He had like that nice, it wasn't like an overpowering smell. It was just like one of those, just like, he smelled like a manly man, but like not in a like sweaty manly man way, or an old manly man way. It was just kind of like, I'm a Greek goddess, or Greek goddess. I'm a Greek god, manly way. Goddess, what am I saying? Greek god, manly way. And and it was just, everything about him was perfect. Like he was just a total gentleman, and he was really, really nice. And when I got the picture, I received the picture, and I looked at it, and at first I wasn't happy with the picture, only because when I took the picture, I did this. And I had this most goofiest grin on my face, like as if my eyeballs were gonna pop out of my head. And I had the double chin going on because I was grinning like a fool, and he just looked perfect. Like, after I looked at this picture after I got the autograph on it, and now I'm not upset about my double chin in it, because I see the way that he is in the picture. He's, because afterwards, I'll tell you about it. So after that happened, I was like, well, I need to get this autographed. And I left the line, and I didn't know how to do the autograph process, because like nobody had, like, it just wasn't very clear at the time. So I went up to staff and asked, and they told me, oh, just go up to where the name is and get in line. And I said, okay, but I was literally gonna actually just pass out of dehydration right there on the concrete of the building, because it was inside of his concrete floors. And so I was like, well, I'm gonna grab a drink of water, and I'll go right to the line. I literally went like only 10 steps away, got some water, and then walked over to the line, and literally within not even minutes. Like, we're talking less than 5 minutes that took. I got in the line, I got a ticket to get the autograph, and I was number 187. And they're like, no, only 1 through 150. I'm like, okay, well, what if, I said, what if somebody, like, leaves? Could I take their place? And they were like, no, you have to, like, come back in, like, 15 minutes. Well, 15 minutes turned into 2 hours of me waiting on standby just to even get into a line that took an hour. So in total, to get the autograph, I literally took 3 hours. The reason why I did it is because I never knew when I was ever going to see him again. And, I mean, there's a chance he may watch this video, and I don't know. I hope he does. I mean, he'll probably think I'm a weirdo, but, like, I never knew that I'd be able to meet him, and I never knew if I'd ever get to meet him ever again. Because, he's famous, and, there's like a million girls out there who want to meet him that he has to probably, like, sign autographs for. Who knows? Maybe he's doing another show. Like, he's a busy man. He's got places to be. And, but I knew that, and I literally stood there, and they were like, you can't stand here waiting, like, you need to go to the side. I'm like, well, where can I stand? They're like, I don't know, like, stand like 10 feet away or something. And I'm like, well, why can't I stand here next to you? And they're like, well, if you stand here, then 100 other people will, you'll be a fire hazard. I'm like, okay. So I went and stood where he suggested, and then he told me, he's like, you can't exactly stand there. He's like, just patrol the area and come back. And I literally came back at the exact times they told me to, like, not even a minute late. And they were finally like, fine, just get in the line. And, but only after I waited exactly 2 hours. And I didn't just stand directly there. I did what they asked me to do, which was just patrol the area. It's funny because a handler is a person that, like, helps assemble your outfits and make sure that your stuff isn't falling out. My handler was like, why don't we just go look around and like, relax? I'm like, no, I have to see my Ian at Somerhalder. And I was like, oh, he's like, all right, Ellen. Because I think I get the idea that my handler probably wanted to, like, look at other, maybe booths or whatever. But regardless, I went in the line and I finally met him. And now I'm getting to the point here about what was special about this second encounter. So, on my second encounter, I actually went up to the booth, and when I saw him, he said, oh, it's Laura Croft again. And that's funny to me because he literally actually remembered me. And my outfit wasn't even the most elaborate out of all my cosplays I've ever done, but he remembered, and that was important. And I asked him if I could take a selfie. He's like, sorry, I can't do that because I'd have to give one for everyone, and I understand that. And he was respectful, and I was like, all right, well, can I give you, like, my pen, and it has the website that I made? And he's like, oh, you made it? And he was like, impressed. I'm like, yeah, I made it. And it's got my Instagram and my YouTube and Facebook and stuff, and all my gaming related stuff, like, because I do, like, I've done, like, lots of videos on movies, reviews, and game reviews, and I played a lot of gaming content, as a lot of you know. And I was like, it's got a flashlight and all that stuff on there, and he was like, oh, well, thank you very much. He's like, I'll take that. And, I give it to him, and he's like, thank you, I'll take that. And he literally stuck it in his shirt. Like, in his shirt. And I was like, oh, like, in my mind, I was like, oh, my God, you put on his shirt. Because it was exciting because, if he didn't care about it, he would have been like, oh, thanks, and put it to the side. But he put it in his shirt, and I can't tell you how special that made me feel because, even if he just took it just to like the pen, the fact that he acknowledged that I was a human being that existed and remembered who I was, and he didn't just say, "Oh, it's Laura Croft," like, "Oh, hey, Laura Croft." No, he said, "Hey, it's Laura Croft again," and I was like really honored that he said that, and I just felt like, I felt like the fact that he recognized me and remembered me made me forget about the fact that my body wasn't perfect like his was. It made me forget about the fact that my hair wasn't perfect or that I'm just a regular average girl. He made me feel special, and that is why I respect him. And for that, I will always be grateful, and I'll always be his #1 fan. And so, if you're watching this, Ian, and I have no idea if you'll ever see this, I want to say thank you for your kindness. And thank you for coming to Orlando and being so nice to me, because you made my weekend. And I'm sure you made everyone else's. I mean, as you heard when you came out to do the autographs, everybody screamed, "Ah!" like this all at once. And it was truly a really nice experience. And thank you. And I want to mention something that was very, very funny about the time when I saw him and I hugged him and we took the picture. He said he grabbed my like shoulder or something. It was like my, not my shoulder, my biceps, and he was like, "Hey, thank you for coming." And I was just like shocked that he even said that. I thought he was gonna be like, "Next," No, he's just like, "Thank you for coming," and I was like, "Thank you for being you," and I was just like so excited. Like I was so shocked that he would even interact with me. I was just at a loss for words. It's not like you're talking to like the mailman here. You're talking to like Ian Somerhalder, for crying out loud. That's like something really, really special. And all I could say, I didn't even know what to say. I was just like, "Thank you for being you." I mean, like, yeah, thank you for being you. But I mean, like, how do you respond to that? Like, what do you say? It's just, it's not like you could like have like a whole 30-minute conversation like, "Hey, like, what's your favorite TV show?" "Oh, The Vampire Diaries, that's great." You don't have the time for that. I mean, I would have loved to have at least, 30 minutes of his time to at least just to talk to him and like ask about questions about him as a person, and his life, and just to see how things are for him as a human being. Not even like, "Oh, when's your next film?" Nothing like that. Just to get to know him. I mean, he was just so like dreamy and sweet. Most guys, when I see most guys, I never even get that excited. It's just like, he was just, I don't know, special. And when I took this picture with me, and I was waiting around, I was holding it like this, and just waiting, and these girls are like, "Was that Ian Somerhalder?" And they like came over and they were like, "Oh, he looks so good." And they were like looking at it, and they had that look on their face like, "I want to take that." Like, and I was just like, I held a death grip on this because I didn't want to lose it, and I didn't want anybody to take it. And then other girls who had it, they're like, "Oh, let me see your picture, let me compare." And then this one girl, she looked at it, and she was like, "He's smiling more in your picture than mine." And I'm like, you don't know you don't know if you're supposed to frown or smile, and I was just like, but inside I was like, "Yeah, he is." So But they're like, well, you're lucky. And then she's like, oh, I look awful. Might as well. I'm like, you look great. Like, I actually thought the other girls looked really pretty. But yeah, but overall, it didn't matter about like how people looked. What really mattered about this to me was that he treated me with respect and kindness. And, you know, that makes him different from the rest of the celebrities um, that I've ever read about. And I've met some of the astronauts before when I was a little girl because they came to Kennedy Space Center, which is near where I live, by like an hour. And I went with my family, and none of them were really like none of them interacted with me that kindly as he did. And so it was memorable, and I think I will always remember that for the rest of my life. But anyway, I could go on and on and on about how gorgeous and nice I think he is, but I'm gonna have to give that a wrap. I will talk about it another time. And I'm gonna have to say, Ian, if you are ever watching this, thank you for your kindness and for visiting Florida and for being so nice to me. And I sincerely hope that I can see you in person again. I know it'll probably never happen because you're probably so busy, not because I don't want you to, but if we ever have the chance, I would love to talk to you again. And I want to encourage you to keep being the kind person that you are. And I hope to see you again, whether it's in person or on TV. And just know that no matter what show you're in, I'm always gonna be there cheering you on from the other side of the TV. I know that sounds creepy, but I will always be your supporter. And I wish you lots of luck. And everyone who's watching this, I hope you all are having a wonderful weekend. This is Empress Luna Frost, also known as Carrie McGavran, signing out.